beautiful people. Welcome back to Tiathings. So today's video is a lot different. So it's a lot different for sure. I share about my books and the books I love usually and my reviews. But for those of you that follow me on Instagram, you're aware of a pretty big life change. Those of you who know me personally for sure know about the pretty big life change. And those of you who just know me from YouTube and know nothing about me at all, you have no clue what's going on and what I'm talking about. So today I'm going to answer a lot of questions that I've been getting on Instagram. I'm going to kind of test the waters here. If you guys aren't interested in knowing the story time, that's totally fine. We'll go back to talking about books all the time. And if you guys do want to know more, then we can tell you guys a whole series video on this. And what I'm talking about is my wedding because I'm recently engaged. Look at that beauty. Seriously, like unreal, the sparkle. I can't, everywhere I go, I look at how it sparkles in the light. It drives me crazy. I love it. I'm very, very blessed and very, very happy. So I am engaged. That is obviously the news. And like I said, we can make a total video playlist of all of the wedding updates because there's a lot already. But first things first, I wanted to start with kind of a breakdown of the actual engagement, the proposal, because there's a lot to say. It was a big day, obviously, a huge day. And a lot of you are asking, so I'm gonna dive right into kind of like a story time of the day. And obviously this is from my perspective. I don't think my fiance would ever get in a video. He's really not a camera style type. So this is just all from my perspective, and maybe one day we'll get his story of all of that. So I am going to kind of just run through context, timeline, all of that. So first things first, November 1st, 2022 is the day where all of this magic happened. So it's been a little over a month now, a month and a half or so. And essentially we were leaving on vacation November 2nd. We have had this great vacation planned for 4 to 6 months or so. It's been planned for a while. And the 1st of November was a day of the week where I go into the office. So I go into the office one day every week. It's always the same day. We know what it is. It's not like up in the air or anything like that. So this was the day to go into the office, and it was my last day of work before vacation. So huge day. I was just busy kind of closing out everything I need to close out before I was leaving. This is the longest I've ever been away from the office for. So just making sure everything's handled while I'm gone. It was a bit of a difficult day. There were some tougher moments that day. So I was really excited more and more for the vacation and to just go to the beach, unwind, relax, explore, and also see my family who were on vacation. We were actually gonna be meeting them. So there was a lot of excitement around this. And like I said, it's been planned at this point for probably, I think 5 months. So something you've been looking forward to and kind of waiting, and the day's finally here. A question I get asked a lot is, did I expect it? Did I know I was gonna be proposed to? So I'm gonna kind of answer that right now. I suspected that I was gonna get proposed to on the trip. Like I said, this is the biggest trip we've ever taken. It was gonna be huge, and there was basically a part of the trip that was with family and a part of a trip that was just the two of us. So I would guess that it was either gonna be on the trip or at Christmas. Those are my two times that I was kind of considering, but I definitely knew it was coming. It's something we talk about a lot. I didn't think I would be shocked or anything like that. I do have to say I cannot relate to couples who like are complete shock when the person proposes. Like, we've had tons of conversations about this. Personally, for me, that was very important. I don't want to get into a lifelong commitment with someone who doesn't have the same views of what that is. So we'd had a ton of conversations, and they obviously were happening more and more frequently. I also had moments where I kind of suspected he went to the jewelry store because he was being a little bit suspicious. So I was piecing some things together. I wasn't shocked that I was going to get engaged. What did shock me, because I was so sure it was happening on the trip or at Christmas, those were really the only two things that I first saw in my mind. He's a very, he's so sweet, he's amazing. And he creates these beautiful memories for us at home and in everything we do, but I know he cares really deeply about making everything a great memory. So I thought he's gonna do it along with an event. So that's where my mind was. And so I'm at my last day at the office. I'm exhausted. Obviously, we've been like packing and just go, go, go nonstop. Work is busy. I leave work. I go to my lash appointment in the evening on the way home. And then I decide to do a few more stops on the way. So I stopped here, I stopped there. And I was texting him like, oh, I'm stopping here now. I'm stopping here now. Just eat without me. And I'll eat when I get home. I finally get home, and he had set up, I will put in videos maybe at the end of this video, I'm not sure what the best way to put them in is, but he set up like the greatest dream you can ever have. There was rose petals all the way to the front entrance. There was candles lining the hallway, because there's like a hallway when you walk in. And then it led to our living room right here, where he had moved the couch. He moved all the furniture and made a huge heart out of candles, and rose petals were just everywhere on the furniture, like all over. So it was just decked out. Basically, I walked in the house, and our entrance is like closed. So from there, I couldn't see anything. And I saw that the lights were off and I could see some candle light, but we're big candle people, okay? We love having candles on when we're having a dinner. Even if it's just like on a regular day, we'll dim the lights, put some candles. So I thought it was just, oh, he made me dinner with candles because I was, stressed and tired. Taking my sweet time, taking my coat off, my work stuff off, taking off my heels, putting my bag away. And I turned the corner, and that's where you can see the whole hallway and him standing right there. And I see him in his suit. He was all dressed up in the middle of this heart. And I start hearing now, like I just hadn't noticed that music was playing. It just was kind of in the background, so I didn't notice it until I turned the corner. So I think it's Christina Perri who sings it. I could be so wrong, I'm so sorry. It's 1,000 Years. Pretty classic song. So he had that playing in the background, and girls will relate to this. I've thought about my reaction to this so often, of being like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry, all these things. My reaction was zero of what I thought it was gonna be. I just stood there frozen, repeating his name over and over again and asking him what he was doing. I was like, what are you doing? What's going on? What's happening? And obviously I knew, but I think I was just in shock. So then that's pretty much the story. I went and met him in the living room, and that's when he said his little speech and got down on one knee and officially proposed. And everyone asks my reaction to the ring, so I will also give you guys that story. Obviously, when he got down on one knee, he opened the box, but I was just so overwhelmed and looking at him and talking to him, so I didn't even look at the ring initially. I was looking at him and saying yes, 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 and then we got up, we were hugging, and then he opened the box to put the ring on my finger, and I was like, whoa, hello, she's a beauty. He did so good. So he chose every item about the ring, everything from the setting to the style, which just makes it even more perfect, because I love knowing that everything was picked just for me, and it's gorgeous. I love it. So for me, that is the entire story. Everything after that was a total whirlwind. We called, the main family I need to call. We had dinner at like 11 o'clock at night, I think. And then we had to catch a flight the next morning at 4 a.m. So there was like no sleep. It was total whirlwind. And something I forgot actually. When I walked in and like realized what was happening and met him in the living room, I think you hear it because he did film the whole proposal, but we're not sharing the video because it's so personal. one thing that I said, and you hear it so clearly, unfortunately, is I just got my lashes done. I'm not supposed to cry because I'm a very emotional person. So I was bawling for about 4 hours straight after this. And yeah, so that said yes, called people, had dinner, slept for like 2 hours, got on a plane, went to see my family, which was my parents and my sister. So we celebrated with them when I landed. And it was just such an amazing moment, like start to finish. What was great is that then our whole vacation was like a celebration of the engagement. Again, something I had never even considered. And that's why he actually did it that way. He knew, I think, well, he says he knew that I suspected it was going to happen on the trip. And initially that was his plan, but he had never like locked down, oh, on this day, this way. He was just like, where can I do it on the trip? How would it be not suspect for him to like disappear a little bit, etc. So then I think it was his younger sister that gave the idea of doing it right before, because I wouldn't be expecting that whatsoever. And she was right. It was a great idea. I didn't expect it at all. It gave me like a shock factor that I didn't think I would have, because I thought I would kind of be able to know when it was going to happen. So yeah, that's it. That's the story. Since then, obviously we went on vacation, we've come home, we've picked the day, the locations. Yeah, like a lot of the wedding is set up and planned, photographers, videographers. So if you guys are interested in knowing kind of all about the planning process, and just kind of being taken along for the ride, we can do way more story times and breakdowns, and I can kind of take you guys through everything, including the budgeting, which it hurts every time I look at that document. It hurts, but we are like keeping track in a document that I've created. We also have a wedding planner book that my friends gave me, which is amazing, and it has all these tips and tricks, which I highly recommend. So that's that. If you guys want to know more about the wedding, comment, like, let me know. I can do a whole series, like I said. If not, we'll go right back to the books, folks, and it's totally fine. I'm actually going to film a book video right after this because I got stuff to say. And we'll talk soon, guys. So that's that. Thank you guys so much for the love recently on all my recent videos. One more time for the gal, and I'll talk to you guys soon.